press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello my dear students, we have been discussing about the chapter body movements. See, in the previous class we learnt about the many concepts which is related to the movement, that is body movement chapter. And see, in the previous class we also learnt about how non-living things as well as the living things move. See, consider if non-living things move means from one place to another place he is active, whereas the living things if move one place to another place means he is active, whereas the non-living things also shows movement only when if we supply the external force or the source of energy. If we remove the source of energy from the non-living things, then it will stop working. And see, we can say that non-living things as well as the living things both can movement will be takes place in them. In non-living things also and the living things also. See, in the non-living things, the blades of the fan will rotate when the source of energy is supplied to fan. If we put off the fan, then the source will be cut off and later it will be stopped. And see, we can say that the movement will be takes place in the non-living things only when external source of energy or force will be supplied to non-living things, then only it will move. Whereas the living things will move, and it is one of the characteristic feature of the living things. And these characteristic feature, that is the movement, we can distinguish from living things to the non-living things. And in living things, in plants, we can see the slight movement of the movements present in them, and we can see that the movements will be takes place in plants also. See, for example, in the previous class I told about the movements in the shoot system towards the light. Whenever the light will falls onto particular shoot system, then it will turn towards the light, and there we can say that movement will be takes place. And in plants we can say that movements will be takes place in roots also. If the lack of availability of soil as well as the water takes place for growing the plants, then it will move towards the place where water and suitable soil will be present. It will the roots will be moves towards them, that is soil as well as the water. And also in the previous class I told about the movement, that is closing and opening of the lotus as well as the lily flower. And see, the flowers also movement shows the movement. And one more thing, touch me not plant, in scientific name of the touch me not plant is the mimosa. See, mimosa is the scientific name of touch me not plant. Touch me not plant, the scientific name of touch me not plant is the mimosa. See, in mimosa, if we touch to the leaves of the plant, then the leaves will be folded or closed. After some times it will again open it, and there we can say that movement takes place in plants also. It is quite difficult for looking at for observing the movement in the plants, whereas in animals movement will be very weak, we can see very easily. See, some of the animals move one place to another place for the sake of food, shelter, for favorable climatic condition, to escape from the enemy, and for breeding ground, suitable breeding ground. These are the reason why the animals move from one place to another place. In animals we can easily see the movement. See, then the animals will move from one place to another place, and such motion or the movement we call it as a locomotion. See, locomotion is nothing but the ability of a human or animals, the ability of humans or animals to move their body from one place to another place. See, what is the meaning of locomotion means? The ability of a human or it may be animals to move their body from one place to another place is called as locomotion. Whereas the movement is different from locomotion. In movements, we can say that the changing in the position of the body. See, movements is defined as the changing in the position of the body is called as movement. See, what is the meaning of movement? That movement is nothing but the changing position of the body or any parts of the body is called as movement, or any part of the body. See, now we can say that movement and locomotion slightly it is related, whereas movement is different from the locomotion. That here in movement, the changing in the position of the body or any parts of the body, we can say that movement. For example, blinking of the eyes is one of the example of a movement. We can blink so many times in a day, and we can say that movement will be takes place in our body also. And locomotion means the ability of a human or it may be animals or insects, any living organisms, the ability of a human or animals to move their body from one place to the another place is called as locomotion. See, once again I will tell you, movement is nothing but the changing in position of the body or any parts of the body is called as movement, whereas the locomotion is the ability of a human or any animals to move their body from one place to another place. See, in the locomotion, whole body is used to move one place to another place, whereas in movement only particular organs will be moved and parts of the body will move. And see, now we can say that movement is different from the locomotion. And next we shall move on to the human body and its movement. See, human body and the movement. bones and muscles work together which may cause the movement in the body. Say in this heading, bones and muscles. Muscles is nothing but the which is attached to the bone, and see, bones and muscles work together, they both are work together which may cause the movement in the body, which cause movement in the body. See, for example, consider a hand. See, if we lift up the hand, then the both muscle as well as the bone work together. So that's why we can easily move our hand. See, in the body, our skeleton is made up of both bones as well as the muscle, and see, which may cause the movement in the body. For example, consider if we move one place to another place by using our legs, we can say that movement takes place in our body, and these movements which helps to move one place to another place, and such a movements are called as locomotion. As I already defined the word locomotion, the ability of a humans or the animals to move one place to another place by using the whole body is called as locomotion. See, by the locomotion we can use our bones as well as the muscles from one place to another place. By using these muscles and the bone, we move our body. And the locomotion, example for the locomotions are walking and running. Walking, running, jumping, etc. These are the different types of locomotion. See, in this heading we learnt about the bones and the muscles. The bones and the muscles, they both are work together which may cause the movement, and these movement which helps to move our body parts or the body from one place to another place. For example, if we walk by using our legs, we can say that by using our legs we move from one place to another place, and such a movement is called as locomotion. See, locomotion is nothing but the ability of an organisms or the human or the animals to move one place to another place by using the whole body is called as locomotion. And example for the locomotions, either we walk or running or the jumping, we can move one place to another place, and such a movement is called as locomotion. So next we shall move on to the joints of the body. See, next one is the joints of the body. The skeleton of our body is mainly consists of or mainly made up of bones as well as the cartilage. See, the skeleton of our body is mainly made up of two parts, and one is the bone, which is hard tissue, and another one is the cartilage. See, which is a soft tissue. Tissue is nothing but group of cells is called as tissue. See, our skeleton, the skeleton of our body is mainly made up of two parts. One is the bone as well as the cartilage. See, bones are the hard tissue. Tissue is nothing but the group of cells. In higher studies, you more learnt about the tissue, whereas the cartilage is the soft tissue and the bone which gives shape to our body. See, it is bone is gives shape to our body. And in our body there are many types of bones are present, and these bones which can't be bent, and some we can bend our body parts only those places where two or more bones join together, and such a places are called as joints. See, what is the meaning of joints then? Joints is nothing but the place where two or more bones connected are called as joints. See, joints is nothing but the place where two or more bones connected are called as joints. See, or in other words, we can say that our body parts can't be move or bent. That is, bones can't be bent, and where the bones will bend only those places where two or more bones meet or join together, and such a places are called as joints. See, once again I will tell you joints of the body. The skeleton of our body is mainly made up of two main parts. One is the bone and another one is the cartilage. See, bones are the hard tissue, whereas the cartilage is the soft tissue. See, tissue is nothing but group of cells, we call it as a tissue. In short word, the tissue is defined like this. The bone which gives the shape to our body, and it can't be bent. See, bones can't be bent. See, it is one of the characteristic feature of the bone. See, bones are hard tissue, whereas the cartilage is the soft tissue. Bones which gives the shape to our body, and these can't be bent. And if the body parts can bend, means we can say that those places where two or more bones meet at a particular place or connected, or in other words, the bones will join together at a particular place, we call it as a joints. See, joints is another definition of the joints is the place where two or more bones are connected are called as joints. See, next one is the activity which is related to the joints. Say, this activity is name of the activity is to show the body parts where the joints will be acts as a bending or rotating movement will be takes place. See, in this activity we can say that the particular place where the joint is present, we can easily bend our body parts. And see, in this activity we have to take one wooden stick or wooden scale or the stick. We have to straighten, first we have to straighten our hand like that. Here I showed in the diagram. We have to stretch our hand and straighten our hand, and slightly take the wooden stick or the wooden scale. We have to take and tie both the stick as well as the hand in such a way that the elbow is present at the middle of the stick. Center of the stick it will present, and later we have to tie this hand as well as the stick, and afterwards try to bend or rotate the hand. It is not possible to bend, or we can't able to bend our hand, since the stick is present at the joint side where it can't be make to bend or the rotate. See, in this activity, see, arm can't be bent because the stick is present, and which one is tied to the hand. And later, see, here we can easily bend our arm. See, this one is the upper arm, this one is upper arm, and the next one is the lower arm. See, here it is a upper arm, see here, this is the hand where it is a lower arm because it is present at the lower side, and here is the upper arm, and this hand we can easily bend, whereas this hand we can't be able to bend or rotate our arm, since the stick or the wooden stick or the wooden scale is present and which is tied to the hand. So we can't able to bend our hand in this position. See, from this activity we can say that the joints where the place where two or more bones meet at a place are called as joints. Here elbow joints will be present where the two long bone will be meet at a particular place, so we can easily bend or rotate our hand. And from this activity it shows that wherever the joints will be present, we can easily bend our body parts in any direction. See, this is all about the activity. Next we shall move on to the types of joints. See, once again I will tell you the activity. See, from this activity we have to take a stick or the wooden scale, and this wooden scale we tied to our hand in such a way that we have to straighten our hand, and the scale is tied at the center of the elbow, and later when we tied completely, we have to bend or rotate our hand. We can't able to rotate or bend our hand since the stick is present at the center of the joint. See, whenever the joint are present, we can easily bend our body parts. For example, in hands, in legs, we can easily bend the body parts. See, here the arm can be bent easily, whereas here the arm can't be bent since the stick is present. Here the joint is present, elbow joint is present, and from this joint we can easily able to move our hand in any direction. This is the upper arm which is present in the upper side, and the lower arm, and this is all about the activity. Next we shall move on to the types of joints. The different types of joints are present which helps to carry out the different movement in our body. Types of joints. See, different types of joints helps to carry out different activities and different functions. Different types of joints helps to carry out different function and activities. By knowing different types of joints, we can easily understand how the joints will be helped to move our body parts, and also to learn about the different types of joints in this heading. Say the types of joints in which different types of joints which helps to perform the different functions and different activities in our body. And see, the joints can be classified into three main types. In which first one is the immovable. The name only indicates that immovable means it can't be movable. Movement will be not takes place in them, and such a joints are called as immovable joints. And the next one is the slightly movable joints. Movable joints, and next one is the movable joints. Say joints can be classified into three main types. First one is the immovable joints. It is also called as fixed joint. It can't move at all, and so the name only indicates that immovable means it is fixed at all, and here no movements will be takes place. And the next one is the slightly movable joints. Slightly movable joints are those joints which can be easily, sometimes we can slightly move, and such a joints are called as slightly movable joints. And next one is the movable, where we can easily move our body parts by using such joints. And the movable joints can be again classified into three types. One is the pivotal joints, ball and socket joints, and the hinge joints. See, movable joints can again classified into three main parts. See, movable joints are again classified into three different types. One is the pivot joints. First one is the pivot joints. Next one is the ball and socket joints. See, pivot joints, ball and socket joints. And next one is the hinge joints. See, later we will discuss about the movable joints. Before going to the movable joints, let us learn about the immovable joint, that is fixed joint. These are fibrous joints and do not allow any kinds of movements, and such a joints are called as fixed joints. And these joints are interlocked with each other, and for example these joints are head joints, which is present in the head region. And see, next one is the bones of the skull and the joints between upper jaw. Example for these are, see, immovable joints. As the name only indicates, immovable, it can't be moved at all, and here it is fixed in nature, and it is fibrous. See, immovable joints are those joints which are, say, one by one we will discuss now. First one is the immovable joints. See, immovable joints, the name only indicates that immovable means it can't be moved at all, and here it is a fixed in nature. And these immovable joints are fibrous in nature. These are fibrous joint. Fibrous joints. These are fibrous joints. And next one is the do not allow any kinds of movement. Do not allow any movement. And also, and that's why it is called as immovable joints or the fixed joints. And example for those joints are, and one more characteristic feature of these joints are, these joints interlock with each other. Interlocked or interconnected. Interlocked one another. Say, example for those joints are bones of the skull, bones of skull, and see, upper jaw, joints between upper jaw, bones of skull and joints between upper jaw. See, these are the example for the immovable joints. See, immovable joints, as the name only indicates, immovable means it can't be moved at all, and so that's why it is called as fixed joint. See, immovable joints are fibrous joints, and it do not allow any kinds of movement in the body, and that's why it is called as immovable or the fixed joint. And here these joints are interlocked with each other. For example, consider this is the bone, and here it is interlocked with another bone, and usually these joints will be present in the bones of the skull. See, where the joints will be present, and joints between the upper jaw. See, upper jaw, if we make our mouth, see, in a different position, we can't, during the yawning, we can't move our upper jaw, whereas the lower jaw we can move. And this is one of the example of a immovable joints, where we can't be move at all. And usually these type of joints are present in the bones of the skull as well as the joints between the upper jaw as well as the lower jaw. It is there in our face, say in our head system, in the joints between the upper jaw, these immovable joints are present. And this is all about the immovable joints. See, once again I will tell you, the joints are those where the place where two or more bones are connected. The place where two or more bones are joined together are also called as joints. See, two definitions will be there. The place where two or more bones are connected with each other or joined together are called as joints, and one more definition, the place where two or more bones are connected are also called as joints. See, these joints are classified into three distinct features. One is the immovable joints, that is the fixed joint, and another one is the slightly movable joints, where we can see that slightly movement will be takes place in such a joints. And next one is the movable joints. See, movable joints is again classified into three distinct features, and that one is a ball and socket, hinge joints and the pivotal joints. See, this is all about the three types of joints. And next one is the, in which first one, movable joints. Movable joints are the fibrous joints. Fibrous like manner these joints will be arranged and do not allow any movement in the body, and that's why it is fixed in nature. And these joints are interlocked in the body where it is present. If the interlocked with each other, these bones are interlocked with each other, and usually these joints will be present in the bones of the skull and also joints between the upper jaw. The bones of the skull where it is immovable. See, only we can rotate our head but not a joint. Such a joints are called as immovable joints. See, this is all about the immovable joints. Next we shall move on to the movable joints. Slightly movable joints. As the name only indicates that slightly movable means nothing but sometimes it will be, we can slightly move as compared to the immovable joints. We can move our body parts by using such a type of joints, and these joints usually present in the gliding joints or the planar joints, which allow little movements of the body bones. Example for those bones are joints of the wrist and the backbone. See, next one is the slightly movable joints. Slightly movable see, in such a type of joints where a little movements will be takes place. Little movement will be takes place, and also these are also called as gliding joints or the planar joints. Or planar joints. Say, it allows little movements or slight movement will be takes place in such a type of joints. And example for those joints are wrist joints as well as the backbone joints. Wrist, say, example for the slightly movable joints are the wrist as well as the backbone joints. See, wrist is nothing but where the hand, where the arm will be end at a particular place. We call it as a wrist. Wrist watch will be there. See, if we tie the watch in a wrist, and see wrist joints where slightly movable will be takes place, and the backbone sometimes we little movement will be takes place in the such joints. And this is all about the movable joints, immovable joints as well as the slightly movable joints. In the next class we will learn about the movable joints. See, in today's class we learnt about the different types of joints which is present in our body, and joints is nothing but where the place where two or more bones are connected or joined together is called as joints. Joining together is called as joints. See, there are different types of joints will be there: immovable, slightly movable, and movable. Immovable name only indicates that it is fixed at nature, and these such a type of joints are called as immovable joint. It is fibrous in nature and it is interconnected or interlocked with each other, and here it do not allow any kinds of movements, and that's why it is called as fixed joints. And usually such type of joints present in the skull, bones of the skull, and also the upper jaw, which contains the immovable joints. Next one is the slightly movable joints. Example for the slightly movable joints are wrist as well as the backbone. See, backbone slightly we sometimes we move. In wrist also we can move our hand in rotating manner, or we can bend. Slightly it will move. See, here little movement will be takes place in the slightly movable joints, and it is sometimes it is called as gliding joints or the planar joints. See, this is all about the joints. Our skeleton system, which consists of a bones as well as the cartilage. See, bones are usually hard tissue. Tissue is nothing but the group of cells, whereas the cartilage is the smooth tissue, and this bone is gives shape to our body, and it is very hard in nature. These bones can't be bent, and the place where two or more bones are joining together are called as joints. See, this is all about the bones, cartilage, and the joints. In tomorrow's class, we will learn about the some more concept. Today here I wind up the class. In next class we will learn some more concept. Thank you.